Now, the demolition exercise at the Sakumo Ramsar site has come to a halt after the owners of the rented machines expressed concerns about possible damage and fuel shortage. The machines, according to the owners, are too lightweight to demolish most of the high-rise buildings in the community. Let's go live to Sakumo and speak to our reporter, Fred Doho, who is currently at the scene. Fred, we have been following proceedings all through morning. What can you report now that we know the exercise has come to a halt for today?
The exercise started around 12 thereabouts, that is midday, and it's been going on since then until around 3:30 when there was a pause in operation. Literally what we got from the NABU deputy director is that the machine they were using actually got short of fuel, and so they called for refueling of this to this particular site. But as we speak, the machines are back in operation, and we see one right some 300 to 500 meters still doing the exercise. Before we came live on TV, there was some form of altercation that occurred briefly. That was due to some allegation from some residents who alleged that the manager of the Sakumo Ramsar site, in person of Thomas Aqua, a worker with the Forestry Commission, has been taking bribe, allegedly, from most of the development and selling the Sakumo Ramsar site to them. And so a number of them confronted him in person. Before these 2 or 3 men coming to confront him at this moment, there was an earlier confrontation where a man actually alleged that he gave him dollars. To the effect that he will be permitted to progress with his development. And all those developments, we spoke to the said manager of the site, and he's denied them bluntly. He said he's never taken money from any of those people. Anyone making allegation in that manner should come forth with evidence to prove that indeed he's taking money from them. But, well, the authorities that brought us here, the Minister for the Greater Accra region, Linda Oklu, is present here. She's seen what happened, and obviously she called the manager and engaged him. What do you make of what just transpired some few minutes ago?
You media, you want to rather focus on the negative instead of the positive. Mind you, there's a confrontation and it's alleged, so I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about progress. We've made a lot of progress, and that is what I want us to talk about. Our machine also didn't short of fuel. It wasn't shortage of fuel. Rather, the machine got stuck and had a flat tire, so we have to go and fix it back.
The deputy director told us there was this shortage of fuel. That was on record. That was on record.
I have both MCs around. The mayor is here. The MC is also here at my west. We came with a full tank. So where from the shortage?
By the way, these machines we are using currently, where are they from? Is it belonging to the state? Is it rented? Who is it for?
It's for the assembly. So meaning obviously for the state. These are the drip machines that were acquired.
Minister, I beg to differ. We see this Chinese person who has come here trying to put the work on hold because he feels that the machine is being used for works that are quite excessive, and so it will damage the machine. We saw all those confrontations. We have them on camera, and so they say these machines were rented.
Rented, I'm not aware of that, and so I'll ask them because we came with enough equipment to work with. We noticed that some of the buildings it's very tall, so we couldn't use the drip machines. So we've called the 5BN to bring their excavator to do the work. So we're from the renters.
How will you describe progress of work since 11 a.m. thereabout till now? How will you describe progress?
If you look at the number of buildings that are down, I'll say so far so good.
How long are you going to sustain this operation?
It's going to last for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And so tomorrow they will continue with the...
Let's speak to the man under whose jurisdiction you are currently doing the operation. That is the Tema West MCE. Describe for us which location is this specifically, and the minister earlier said she was surprised to see a number of buildings come up again after her earlier visit. What would be your response to that?
So the location you are seeing now is the Sakumono side, and the part that is being demolished falls within the Ramsar site, yes. And if you can see, we were here some time ago, not too long ago, and what we are seeing today means that the earlier information we gave for them to stand down, not to do any more development, was not adhered to. And that has led us to be where we are today. You saw about a week ago, there was some downpour. The after effect of the downpour is an eyesore. We all saw what happened. It's development like this that led us to that situation. And we are trying our best to avoid any future incidents as such.
We have limited time. So in this case, how do you hope to, after this demolition, to ensure that people do not return to redevelop their projects again?
So I've tasked my engineers to be coming here from time to time. We have a task force in place that will be here twice or 3 times a week for the rest of the period that we are going to transform the whole place. So you can be rest assured these structures will not come up again.
The confrontation we've just seen, obviously we are going to face more of this. How are you going to address it going forward?
Well, I don't know what caused the confrontation, so I can't speak to that. What I know is our men are professional enough. We'll get some backing from the security agencies to do our work. So we'll try as much as possible to minimize any form of confrontation. I can't speak to what happened because I don't know the details.
I want to thank you very much. But before I let you go, Hawa, let's speak to Ebi.
Welcome to ChannelOne. What do you see you are of the exercise going on so far?
Well, I think that we've done very well considering, because as you're well aware, this exercise didn't start today, and a few weeks ago. The information that we had coming back to the site did not factor in the space of development again. So, number one, that puts a chink in our plans. In terms of planning, you plan with your equipment, you do the work that you expect to be on site. So obviously, our estimation is that today will just be a cursory visit to clean up any outstanding, demolition. Turned out to be a full-fledged exercise. We've tried to respond immediately. We've done quite a bit of work. The incident with
our machine breakdown, we said, look, we can't afford to lose the day. So let's try and get in reinforcement. So all that was done under the auspices of our respective assemblies, and we're not going to allow a problem with one machine to hold up the work that has to be done. So every other job was being done by Udrick machine, and I'll say that I called in that reinforcement. So that wasn't the machine that started the work for today. Just a little clarification. This is our job to do to support the Honorable Minister. So I have to apologize. This is actually the situation. This what we're experiencing today is also pointing us to the fact that our monitoring needs to be more often and more hands-on, and as my colleague said, we're going to have not only our engineers but security on site to make sure that every week it's not a different space of development, because I think that the strategy is to force us to stand down by that whole catchphrase of a human face. So people assume that if they illegally put up a full building, it means that our hands are tied. But that is not the point. The point is that the reasons that bring us here in the first place still exist. So we still have to make this commitment to see this project done.
You would have to end the interview here.
We've done a lot of work.
I'm sure there'll be more on the ChannelOne newsroom tonight at 8 p.m. here on ChannelOne TV. So that was my colleague Fred Duho speaking to the mayor for Tema East, Ebi Bright. There'll be more on this development later on tonight on the ChannelOne newsroom. Please.